Now, the last thing we're going to cover today is scaling with confidence. Now, we've covered the equation of the Facebook auction is budget times estimated action rate and advertiser score. We've covered the fact that the advertiser score is basically whether or not you're running a good business. And is Facebook letting you have the luxury and privilege of paying for premium access to inventory inside of their overall news feed to show your content to their users? Is that good for their business or bad for their business? If it's bad for their business, they're going to charge you more money. That good for their business comes on behalf of shorter loading times, higher quality sites, better shipping times, better call centers, better customer experiences. Because somebody else with a better customer experience is going to win that auction because Facebook wants that user to not be pissed off that they clicked on an ad and bought something. We talked about estimated action rate. All of the things that go into actions that users can take and how likely they are to take an action that Facebook actually deems as positive. To again, understand whether or not your content is a liability or an asset to Facebook's business model. We've also covered how every single ad makes its own lookalike audience. Again, not an opinion, straight up fact. And repeat that example. If Facebook shows your ad to 1,000 people and 500 people like it and 500 people don't, who do you think is going to represent the next 1,000 people? Is it going to be a complete mix again? Or is it going to kind of look more like the people that responded positively? The lookalike audience. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, ultimately, how do we scale with confidence? Well, the other facet of that equation is the budget. How much money is that ad spending? Now, what's really important here is to understand that it's not actually the budget of your ad set. Or if you've been paying attention and you're no longer using ABO, what is the budget of your campaign? And the thing that we really have to remember here is it's more about what is the budget of the ad? How much work does that ad have to do today? And what that really means is how many people is that ad going to get shown to? Because there's only so many people that are going to absolutely love to see that ad. And there's going to be some people that index super stoked to see it, and then some people that are going to be pretty happy about it, and some people that are going to be indifferent. Now, the more money you spend, the further down that totem pole of quality of impression you're forcing that ad to show itself to. And when you start using targeting audiences like lookalikes and interest groups and retargeting, you're heavily restricting the available inventory for that ad to even be shown to. And the honest truth is maybe there's like 10 people out of 1 million that actually love that ad. And as soon as you sell 4 things, that ad's going to die. How many times are your ads dying in a matter of weeks? Your ad should be able to run for months or years. I've got ads that have literally spent 7 figures or more. And it's because we focus on this type of math and we really understand. So how do we improve the budget? How do we reduce the budget that an ad has to see, even if we want to scale spend? Well, we introduce another complementary ad into our control ad set, into our control environment. We launch an additional opportunity for something that will demand spend. Because ultimately, let's look at it as a factory floor. If you're trying to make 10 widgets a day and your best employee makes 6 that are awesome, when you ask them to make 8, they're okay. When you ask them to make 10, the last 2 are kind of garbage. How do you fix it? Hire somebody else to make 4. That person might not be nearly as good, but even their worst at the 4th is probably going to be better than when you ask the person that was really good to make twice as much as they were capable of. What happens when you bring in a 3rd person? Well, now each one of those workers gets to make less than they have to, which means they can put more time and effort into making sure that they make them of the highest quality, which means inside of the Facebook ads platform, your ads only have to get shown to the absolute best people. Now, don't extrapolate this thing out to say, well, great, I'm going to launch 20 ads. Because the honest truth is, you don't have the kind of spend that requires 20 ads, and your best ad is probably going to take the vast majority of that money. How many times have you seen one ad gets all the spend? That's totally fine. It's not a bad thing. That means that ad is great. And your job should actually be, how do I make an ad that doesn't make this other ad have to work so hard? How do I find a complementary player? My Michael Jordan needs a Scottie Pippen, right? My Steph Curry needs a Klay Thompson, right? We need a Dennis Rodman out there on the court. That's just what we need. And if you can start to really focus in on that, that means every ad is only going to be shown to the people that are most likely to respond positively to it. The cream of the crop of that ad's own lookalike audience. Which means the estimated action rate is going to remain pretty high because they only have to be shown to the users that have a high estimated action rate. And if the majority of your budget is spent on ads that go towards users that have a high estimated action rate, and you might manage to actually be running a decent business, what happens? Well, your cost per acquisition continues to drop. Your CPLs continue to come down. Your bids in the auction continue to drop, which means even if you don't even spend any more money, your money's working harder and harder for you, bringing you a higher volume of higher quality customer, which also means because now they're all kind of being focused in on the same thing, especially if all of those ads are complementary, selling the same exact offer with a really good PSM, that means the conversion rate on your webpage is going to go up. And because you're having a higher volume of those individuals, your search volume is going to go up. And the efficiency of your search campaigns is going to go up. What else happens? Well, your SEO improves because people are staying on your site longer and they're looking for you more. What else happens? Well, you get more people signing up for your emails. Your email open rate goes up. The amount of revenue that you generate from non-Facebook advertising improves across the entire business. You get incremental lift. Why? Because Facebook is the volume knob to your business, and you focus on scaling with confidence by creating ads with a high estimated action rate so that none of them had to be shown to users that weren't that stoked, so that every single one of those ads got better and better and better at reaching a higher and higher volume of higher and higher quality people that all were able to funnel into one thing, and then you could work on what happens after the click to improve the conversion rate optimization and can improve the AOV of that customer and improve what happens after their first purchase so that you can improve the LTV on that customer. So not only are you pushing down the CPA, but you're also improving the LTV. So your PSM gives you an even greater opportunity to spend more money. That's the highest confidence way of scaling your business. And if you notice, nowhere in there did I throw out trash metrics like first time impression rate or CPC or ROAS, because they don't matter. They have nothing to do with scaling your business. Not when it comes to Facebook. And anybody who insists otherwise is objectively wrong. And these aren't my opinions. I'm just letting you know how the Facebook platform works. And I know because I've been there long enough. I know the engineering teams. I've worked with the product teams to design some of this stuff. There's no reason why I'm able to repeatedly build 7, 8, and 9-figure businesses for other people. There's no reason why the folks that go through the Facebook Ads MBA program almost to the person work less and make way more money for their business than they ever did before. With higher confidence and lower stress, they're seeing more success at an extraordinarily high rate, and it has nothing to do with interest groups and ABO and ROAS and any of this other distraction nonsense that's been obsolete for 5 years. If you really want to grow your business, it comes from understanding the Facebook auction, because all of Facebook works off of the auction and the optimized CPM environment. So that being said, YouTube thinks you're going to like some of these videos. Don't be shy, subscribe, sign up for the Shape to Disrupt newsletter. It's free. Go to links.facebookdisruptor.com to find out anything else that might work for you. And until next time, I'll see you on the internet.